Hello my dear students and welcome to Zenith Academy Online. My name is Shagufta Jaipuri and today we are talking about a very important topic for your English language examination, that is story writing. I am glad to tell you students that myself, Mrs. Shagufta Jaipuri, am an author of many books on Amazon Kindle and I have won second prize in national level story writing competition where thousands of teachers had participated. So you can check out my stories and my books on Kindle platform, Amazon Kindle platform. So I hope my experience will help you in writing a perfect and beautiful story. Now students, story writing is very important for all the boards, for all the examination, for all the students. Now in this video lesson, I have discussed in detail how to get maximum marks out of your story and how to make your story very interesting. And what are the points that you should keep in mind. Now for ICSE students particularly, the story writing comes in your English language examination for 20 marks and you have to write around 300 to 350 words for it. So let's begin and let's dive deep into the points of story writing. Now, the questions are somewhat like this in your examination. So let us read the questions. Write an original short story, it carries 20 marks, entitled Lost and Found, or in which a little girl, her twin brother and her school bully are the main characters. Okay, so keeping these characters in mind, you have to write a story, or which highlights the proverb, all that glitters is not gold. So there can be a question related to a proverb in which you have to write the moral, which starts with, or you can be given the starting line or the ending line. So which starts with, she walked into the room trembling with fear, or which ends with, the story should end with, and thus it was a twist to the tale. So these are the different types of questions that can be asked in your story writing question. So they can give you a title, or they can give you the main characters, as here they can ask you to highlight the proverb, all that glitters is not gold, in your story. So your story should rotate around this, or they can give the beginning and the ending lines. So now first let us understand what a short story is. So you should remember it is a work of fiction. So it is not necessary that it should be a true story. You should remember that it is a work of fiction. It is based on your imagination. So you should be very creative in your imagination. It has a beginning, a middle and an end. It mostly takes help of narrative style. So most of the times it takes help of a narrative style. It takes careful thought and planning. So first you should think and plan and then proceed. It can have different techniques in one story. Direct speech is accepted in story, not in essays, but here direct speech is accepted. And try that it should be in past tense. Okay, so it should be in past tense story because you are narrating a story that has happened already. So it has to be in a past tense and should not switch tenses. You try not to switch the tenses unless the story demands. Okay, so these are the points you should remember, that it is a work of fiction. It is based on imagination. Your story has to have a beginning, a middle and an end. Okay, it has to be mostly narrative style. You should have a careful thought and planning before starting. Okay, it can have different techniques. Direct speech you have to use past tense and try not to switch the tenses. So now let us learn step by step how you can write a perfect story. So that's just step 1. So step 1 is determining the theme. So first you will have to determine what would be the theme of your story. It could be friendship, jealousy, honesty, relationships, etc. Whatever is there in your question. Now, so the theme is the basic idea expressed in a story. It sometimes offers a moral, like all that glitters is not gold, or the wicked are punished, the virtuous are rewarded, or one lie leads to other. But students, it is not necessary to state a message always. Okay, as the story develops, the reader will comprehend the message himself. Okay, But there are also stories where the writer may not bother about the message. So it is not necessary that every time there has to be a message. Okay, so it will highlight the characters, the incidents, or set a surprise ending. So it is not necessary that your story should always have a moral. It can highlight the characters, the incidents, or set a surprise ending. So our first step is to determine what is the theme. Now, our second step is outlining the plot. Now, what is a plot or a situation? To set up a situation, the situation can be indicated in the beginning and developed slowly. Thus, the story will grow and then the characters will appear and interact. So, we can set up a situation like this. Okay, or the situation can be indicated in the beginning and then slowly developed, and thus the story will grow and characters will keep on appearing and interacting. Now, example, in the analysis of O. Henry's The Gift of Maggie. Okay, the situation, what was the situation? That the young couple are struggling to make both ends meet. So that was the situation. And once you have set up a situation, then you introduce the complication and conflicts, the events that lead to the conflicts. Now these will grow out of the events. So once you write the events, then automatically the complications and conflicts should grow out of the events. Now here in this example, the complication was there is no money to buy Christmas presents for each other. So this was the complication of analysis of Henry's The Gift of Maggie. Then develop the crisis. What is it? Results of the conflicts, rising action. The crisis is a turning point of a conflict. So there has to be a crisis so that you get a turning point in your story. Now here, what was the crisis? Della, the wife, sells a beautiful long hair to buy the watch chain for the chainless watch of her husband and waits anxiously for her husband's return. So here the story writer has developed the crisis, which is the result of the conflicts and rising action. Then you have to lead up to the climax. What is it? The result of the crisis. So once you have written about the crisis, then you should go to the climax. So the result of the crisis, or what is the climax? The climax is the highest point of interest where your audience is just captivated. Okay, it is the highest point of interest. So you should lead up to climax after the development of crisis. So in this case, what is the climax? Jim, the husband, sold his watch to buy a set of combs. Then you bring the story to a close and result. Do the characters change, the resolution, or the denouement? That is the final outcome when the conflicts and crises are solved. So when everything is solved, you have to bring the story to a close and result. So here in this story, what was it? Gifts have no temporary value, but we realize their great love for each other. Okay. Now coming on to our step 3, developing the characters. Now characters play a major part in their story. So developing the character is very, very important. Now these are the guidelines to develop characters' background. So through your stories, the reader should understand that what does the character look like, what is the background of the character, what kind of surrounding the character likes, okay, what are the thoughts of the character, and what are the reactions of the character. Okay, so you should try to include all these to develop the character's background. Okay, now the writer can show the characters instead of writing about them. So showing is better instead of writing about them. So how can you show the character, okay, without writing about the characters? Okay, so showing is very important. Now see, telling and showing. So when we want to say that he was sloppy, that is showing lack of care, thought, or effort. So what we can do instead of telling this, we can show this character of his. How? By writing this, he dragged his sleeve through the sauce kept in the plate. So by writing this, we are able to express that he was sloppy. Instead of telling that she was glad to see Meera, we can show it by his characteristics that when she saw Meera, she ran, arms open, to give her that wonderful bear hug. So by writing this, we can explain that she was glad to see Meera. So instead of writing a simple sentence like she was glad to see Meera, we can show this, okay, by her actions, that when she saw Meera, she ran, her arms open, to give her that wonderful bear hug. Now, instead of telling that Anil seemed nervous, we can write, no, I'm okay, don't bother. So here you are using direct speech. Anil's tight voice left me unconvinced. He looked at his fingers trembling. Okay, so by writing these sentences in your story, it is more interactive with the reader. The reader can visualize about the character. So instead of telling, you should show. Now step 4 is establishing the setting. Now after you have developed characters, you should establish the settings. Okay. The time and place are the two bedrock elements of a story. So there are two bedrocks, time and place. Settings should include time, the place, and the circumstances under which the story is taking place. Now it is important to establish a setting so that the readers can visualize and experience it. The way you have described the characters, in the same way you have to describe the setting in a way that the readers can feel it, the readers can visualize it. Okay. Now characters and action form the foreground of the story, and time and place of the event and the social environment forms the background of the story. Okay, so you should be careful enough to include the foreground and background in your story very well. Now, usage of similes, metaphors and personifications bring life to the setting. So you should use similes, metaphors and personifications to describe the setting very well. So when you want to suggest suspense, okay, then you can describe a dark gloomy house or a shadowy forest. So this suggests suspense. In the similar way, a hospital waiting room can suggest trauma, pain, adding to the tension. Now let's move on to our step 5, putting the story together. So once you have outlined everything, now it's time to put the story together. Now with the plot outline, the characters and the setting, it's time to write down the story. Begin well. It is very important. The beginning has to be very good. It should catch the reader's attention and should be eager to read on. So you should begin very well. Now dialogues. Dialogues add life to the character. So try to add as many dialogues as you can. Direct speech. Then end well. Should have a natural ending. It should not stop abruptly. Okay. Ending should give a feeling of completeness. Okay. There has to be a feeling of completeness in the ending and not leave the reader in the air, unhappy and wondering. Okay. Now recap. Let's recap. Settings, okay, characters, plot, conflict, resolution, theme. All these things you have to keep in mind while writing a very effective story. So these were the important points you should remember. Now these are the questions for you. So I have given you 3 questions and I suggest you to write your own story and send it to me for correction. So first question is, write an original short story beginning with, if only I had told the truth. So your story should begin with this. Or the second question is, write an original short story ending with the following line. So the ending line is given, and how thankful he was that he had missed the train. Or write an original short story beginning with, as I opened the window I saw. Okay, so I have given you here 3 assignments. Complete these assignments, watch the video again, think over it, take time to write few stories in the beginning. Have a thorough practice of writing stories before you appear for your final exams. So Creative writing is very important, my dear students. It should not be like that you'll go on the day of examination and write a beautiful story. No, it always comes with the practice, and you should keep in mind all the points that we have discussed. So that's all for today. I hope you liked the video, and I hope you'll keep all the points in mind to write a beautiful story and score the highest possible marks in your examinations. So all the best and keep the learning on. If you have liked the video, please write your comments in the comment section below. Share the video with maximum of your friends and keep the learning on. Thank you and have a beautiful day.